How do you know when you've really made it as a musician? I can't even say it. It's Father's Day and I'm being taken out for breakfast by my two wonderful children. Go on, let's hold it out for them. I'm gonna eat it, that's okay. There you go. It's eaten all of it now. Not gonna eat any more than that. Right, Charlie? Daddy do it.
He's a bit worried.
There we go. Now, I know it does say do not feed the ponies, but we were given that carrot by the man in the shop, so I'm sure the carrots are absolutely fine for them.
Good English.
Daddy might get that now on their website. It looks like they had. Okay then.
Easy climbing the trees. Wow! That's so hard. You need to twist it.
Whoa!
Careful she doesn't.
So I hope if you're a dad, you've had a very happy Father's Day. I hope if you've got a father who's still around or you're still in touch with, that you've wished him a happy Father's Day and you've at least been in touch no matter what the circumstances are. It's really important to value dads. Of course, it's very much a hallmark creation, Father's Day. Mother's Day happens at two different times in the States and in particularly within the UK, but Father's Day seems to be the same day all over the world. But I wanted, at the end of the day, I just had a great day with the kids, but I wanted to read a passage from this book called The Savvy Musician by David Cutler. This and Lessons from a Streetwise Music Professor, I'll link the books below, are two books I would highly recommend that if you're in music college or you're considering music as a career, that you read them, because these contain so much information. In fact, I was flicking through both of the books actually this afternoon, and there's so much gems I want to go back and read them again. But I want to finish today with this passage. Now in this form it's definitely aimed at musicians, but I would say it's valuable for all of us, and especially on a day like today where it's good to stop and evaluate. And my vlog title isn't just clickbait, it is the best job. It's not really a job, but being a dad is just amazing. It really, really, really is. I want to read this to you. How do you know when you've really made it as a musician? Well, when someone reads your bio, obituary, or will it... How do you know if you've really made it as a musician? How do you know when you've really made it as a musician? I can't even say it. So how do you know if you've really made it as a musician? When somebody reads your resume, bio, or obituary, how will they tell if your career is one of success? When reading a few lines of the bio of this fictional character, Elvin Schlotzworthy, most readers will immediately concede that his story is one of respectable achievement. Elvin Schlotzworthy is an international sensation, stunning audiences with his dizzying technique and sensitive phrasing. He has performed more than 3,000 concerts worldwide. His 150 recording credits and appearances as a soloist with virtually every major symphony orchestra has earned him a host of prestigious awards. Wow, this guy's hot, he says. But he also then says this is only part of the tale. Consider the next paragraph, which is not in his press kit. Due to the demand for Dr. Schlotzworthy's playing, he tours non-stop. He spends precious few days with his 3 children. The oldest now refuses to acknowledge his existence. 2 years ago, his wife left him for a restaurant employee who treats her and the kids extremely well. Most of Schlotzworthy's friends have written him off, aside from the few who exploit his connections. Gradually, this musician's predilection for alcohol consumption has gotten out of control. And last year he was arrested for drunk driving and spent a week in jail. Oh my, how depressing. And I really want to highlight that. There's a friend of mine who hasn't seen his kids, not due to necessarily him being a bad dad, and certainly not knowing him, hasn't seen his kids for 6 years now on Father's Day. I've been at funerals for jazz musicians who I've known very, very well, and it's been very, very heartbreaking seeing what's going on in a domestic situation there. And for me, I vowed, and I've tried to vow, that I want that to happen. It's not always been the case. Certainly times when Amy was young, my daughter was younger, when she was a baby, I found it very, very difficult to be a professional musician and a dad. I remember my mum telling me, value the time you have with her, and I was just thinking, yeah, but I need to be looking for gigs, I need to be hustling, I need to be sending off recording gigs, I need to be getting more teaching students in, I need to be, as a dad, providing, and actually what I should have been doing was spending more time. Because time goes very, very quickly. I am very aware that today was my 9th Father's Day. And time is moving too quickly. And there's actually David Beckham, of all people, who put on Instagram this morning about how what you can give children is your time and attention. And that's what I try and do with my 2 as much as I can. Not to spoil them, not to have them, you know, expecting it at the drop of a hat, but just to sort of say, hey, do you know what? Yes, it's my job. Yes, I really enjoy it. Yes, I want to be successful, but I want to be a successful father first and foremost, rather than a successful jazz musician or saxophonist, YouTuber, whatever. And that has taken me a long time to come around to realising that. And so I urge you, if you're in college and you're very young, because I know I've got a very young audience as well as a very older audience, and guys who are dads and even granddads, and thank you to those of you who are like that. But maybe today we all need to pause, and if we have the opportunity as fathers or grandfathers to look down, can we reassess? And if we're kids and we've got dads and grandfathers, can we pause and reassess those relationships? Because I don't want to share too much about it, but I'll definitely say this one to you, that my relationship with my dad got a whole lot better when I became a dad. I became a lot more forgiving of him. I became ashamed of some of the things I did as a teenager particularly, and the expectations I had of him. And yeah, my dad became my hero again. And I hope that, I know I see the way I am with my kids, and I worry about when they're teenagers, and I hope that the relationship will stay. But I think I do that by making them understand that they're very, very, very important to me. And so you've seen it on other vlogs before when I've been away, when I've been touring, and I'm like, you know, I just miss the kids, I want to be home. There are some times when I'm on tour and I'm like, I'm really enjoying the break right now, and that's fine, but it's about the priority. And when I read that, it really made me reassess, because you read the first part of that and you think, gosh, yeah, I really, really want that. And you read the second part, and not just in music, but I have found it in music, with other people. It's also true of a lot of other professions, and I'm like, that first line of that second part of that biog stings. Happy Father's Day. I hope you've had a good day. I hope you enjoyed that little bit of song for my father. I'll be back later in the week with a vlog Q&A, so please put your questions in. I know there's a few already queued up, so I look forward to answering those. There's also a number of Coffee with Dan coming up in the next couple of days, well, over weeks anyway, and some more gear reviews as well. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Check out what I was doing in my last vlog here. This is what I was up to this time last year. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you very, very soon.